Here we go. We have a Honda CB450. It's a 1982. Picked this baby up the other day for 300 bucks. The guy was getting rid of it. He was moving. It's been sitting under a tarp in his backyard for a couple years. So it doesn't run right now. But it looks like everything is there to make it run. So the carbs are there. It just doesn't have the fuel line hooked up. Looks like he kind of covered that up because he knew it wasn't using it for a while, but seems like everything's here. Just a little rusty here and there. You know, that red frame kind of caught my eye when I saw it for sale, but now I don't know if I really like it that much. So the plan is to try to get her running. If I can get her running, and then maybe modify it a little bit, maybe change up the handlebars and maybe cut it up a little bit. Maybe paint the frame or paint it a different color. I've never done that before, so it seems pretty interesting. So step one is to get her running. I did charge the battery last night, so it looks like it does turn on. I haven't tried to start it. It does have electric start, it looks like there, but yeah, it looks like the turn signals work. Does the headlight work? Oh, the headlight works. So I'm gonna clean the carburetors first, take a look at the gas tank, and then try to get her fired up. I'm kind of working in my shed here since it's snowy and cold. I got the cars in the garage, so I want to get the tank off first. Wonder how you take the seat off here. There's the side panel. All right, there's the battery. Let's see what's on the other side. Other one. It's like some electrical stuff there. Let's see, maybe the latch is over here. All right, so remove the seat. There's a latch under here on that side, and then there's also this helmet latch one. So you gotta pull that all the way back. So pull them both at the same time, and then the seat will pop right off. So not too hard. Oh, here we go. We got underneath. Maybe I'll pop this and then remove the tank right there. Shouldn't be too hard. So I got the tank off. That was pretty easy. Figure since I'm here, I'm just gonna take off the spark plugs and just get new ones, just because they're pretty cheap to replace. So I'm gonna pop. It's like a 17. I'll pop these ones off. See what they look like. It's nice that it does have a center stand, so you can just pop it up on the center stand and then work on it. All right, here's the spark plug. That's what it looks like. Really doesn't look too bad, so figure I'll just get a replacement and see if how easy they are to get. DRE8ES-L. Okay. There's 3 screws right here. Let me pop this baby off. There she is. Oh, look at that. Oh, there's a bug under there, in there. But yeah, it looks pretty clean though. Yeah, it looks pretty clean in there too. Yeah, I was thinking about putting those pod air filters on there, but I don't know, seems like a lot of work. We'll see how ambitious I get. We'll see if she runs first. All right, the next thing I would like to take off is the carb. So I will undo the screws on both sides and then try to wiggle her free. And then the throttle is up there, so I'll have to take that off as well. So we'll see how easy this will be. Battery's kind of low voltage, so I'm gonna take off the battery terminals right there, and then there's this bar right here across. You can just unbolt it right there and over there. So I'm gonna pop the battery off and charge her overnight, see how she does, and then when I'm ready to start her, I'll pull her back in. I haven't tried this in the past, but the carbs are kind of stuck coming out, so I thought maybe I take these boot bolts out and then maybe it'll slide out a little easier. So I'm gonna give that a shot and see how well that works. All right, so I got those carb boot bolts out. So yeah, it looks like I can probably pull it out, but it looks like all the cables are stuck under there. So I'll probably have to undo a couple of these before I can actually pull out the carbs, because it probably will just get stuck in there. All right, I popped the carb off those back boots. I'm a big fan of labeling stuff, so kind of color coded a couple of those. So this front one looks like the choke. So the choke is right here. So you can pull that one. Looks like it's a little froze though. So I'll try to put some WD-40 down there, and then there's the throttle up here, which the return and the pull lines are right there. So yeah, that shouldn't be too hard. Let's unscrew those and then pop those little clips off. Not bad. All right, here is the carburetor right here. Figure I'll take it apart inside. It's a lot warmer in here than being outside, so I'll just undo these few screws here where you can take a look, see what the bowls look like. Definitely don't like the red paint on the carburetors. I'll probably scrape that off. All right. So really not too bad, just a little crusty in there. So yeah, some rust and some crusty stuff in there, so I'll probably clean that one out. Can open up the other one as well. Let's see what this guy looks like. Yeah, it really don't look too bad, just a little, not bad at all. So yeah, I'll go through the jets, clean them out, make sure the floats are working, and then I'll probably just clean up the outside, and then I'll move to the top. All right, I ended up getting most of the stuff out of the carburetor, the jets, the floats. Here are the air mix screws. They're actually 2.5 turns out. So I don't really know what stock is, but I'll probably leave them like that. So here's the opposite side. Here's the tops of these babies. There's 2 screws on the top. Let's see what we got on the top here. Here's 1 screw. And then here comes the other one. I don't really know what's in the top of these babies. Is there a spring? Oh yeah, there's a spring. So there's a spring that goes on top like that. So it's not that dirty in there, but I'll clean out the tops a little bit and this thing. Oh, here's the whole slide. Here's, oh, okay. So yeah, I'll just go through, clean that up a little bit, and then put it all back together. All right, I figure I'll check for sparks since I'm here. So I got both spark plugs out and grounded. So that. It's like the starter's not working. Let's see. All right, here's what I got. I turned that on, got the battery hooked up. Here's the solenoid right here. So if I grab a screwdriver and connect those two, so looks like maybe I just need a new solenoid. It looks like I have spark on both, so that's exciting. So maybe I'll try to get a new solenoid or clean that one up and see if I get the starter to work all the time. Yeah, I figure I'll just check the connections from the push start. There's some screws on the back. There's just 2 screws right there. So I'm gonna disconnect those and maybe just check the connections in the push button starter, see if that has anything to do with it. I did kind of pop this open and looked in there. I don't know, I don't really see anything too crazy. I do notice when I push the button, the light does go off, so I don't know. I'm kind of thinking it's not something to do up here. It's probably solenoid right there. So if the solenoid doesn't work, then I'll look back in here, but I don't feel like taking all that apart. So I'll put that back together and then just work on this. All right, I ended up getting a new solenoid, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just take it apart. Guess I'm gonna cut that. I don't know how to take that off. And pull up this and then just replace it. It looks like a match, so should be good. All right, so I got the new one on, which I think is how it should go. There's one on that side and there's 2 connections on that side, and then here are the 2 wires coming off the new one. Here are the 2 wires from the old one. So I imagine the yellow striped one goes with the yellow striped one, and the pink one goes with the green and red one. So I don't know, we'll try that, see how that works. All right, I got everything hooked up, wires connected, put the battery on, is over there. So still really doesn't do anything. Push the start button. It just was doing it like last time. Sometimes it starts, sometimes it doesn't, so I don't know. That time it worked, but seems like it's working sporadically, so maybe there's a loose connection somewhere. I'll have to take a look. All right, I don't think it was the solenoid. I kind of took apart the starter switch here. I was fooling with the wires that would start if I just jiggled them around a little bit, so I kind of took it apart. This was all dirty, so I'm just cleaning all the connections in there. There was just a couple screws holding it together. So I'm going to clean all the connections. See, it looks dirty in there right there. So I think that is the issue. So I'm gonna clean that up, put it back together, and then we'll give her a start. All right, I finished cleaning up this right here, put it back together. That was the issue, so every time I push it down, it starts. So I'm pretty confident that was the issue, and now it should be cleared up, ready to put the carbs back on and give her a first start. Here we go, we're back to the carbs. I actually bench tested these with some water and it leaked out of this bowl, so I removed that seal around there, and I actually got these in the mail today. So I'm just gonna replace these seals right here, test it one more time, and then we could put the carbs back on the bike. All right, I'm here in my testing facility. I got my water jug hooked up to the fuel line. I'm just testing to see if there's any water leaking. I thought the bowl seal was what was causing the issue, but I see it's leaking water. And it looks like it's coming from, yeah, right over there. So it looks like it's leaking right there. So maybe there's a seal in there I gotta take apart and actually replace. So I guess we won't be putting the carbs on right now. All right, to figure out how to replace those seals, I'm just gonna take the two carburetors apart. So I assume you just take these 4 screws, and then there's another bar on the back. So these 4 screws, take them apart, try to split them, and then see what kind of seal they have that holds that fuel inside. So I'll do that and then take a look. Split them completely. I don't think you have to. So you can just slide these bars. There's 2 bars, it looks like. And I imagine you just have to replace these little rubber things. I know they sell rubber things at the hardware store, so I think I'm gonna try to just run to the hardware store. I don't feel like having to wait a week or 2 to order them online, so I'm gonna run to the hardware store and then see if I can find something similar. All right, here are those 2 rods. They have O-rings on the ends. I went to True Value and found some O-rings that looks like they'll fit, so I'll just take these old O-rings off and then put the new ones on and then put the carbs back together. Hopefully that'll work. All right, I just got done putting the seals in. I was looking around for water leaking. This is where we replace the seals right there. Yeah, I'm not seeing any water leaking from anywhere, so. Alrighty, I'm pretty confident that it won't leak. Time to put them on the bike. All right, I'm back in the shed. I got the carbs all cleaned up and put back together. So step 1 is get all the lines back on. So the throttle cables and the choke cable. So we'll hook those up first and then make sure they work. And then we'll slide the boots on and then install the carburetor for good. So I got all my cables hooked up, so that works. And then the choke, I pull the choke on this side. That works. So I'm gonna put her on the bike now. Oh, here we go, I got them in. I'll just put these bolts in. It's really cold out today, so I used a little heat to warm up the boots to try to slide them on. It's probably not the best day to put these on because it's like 20 degrees, but I want to try to hear this baby run. So I'll finish up and then throw the gas tank on and then we can give her a start. All right, the moment of truth. I got the gas hooked up. They were both leaking out of the overflows, but I tapped on the bowls and that seemed to do the trick, so it's not leaking anymore, which is good. And I got the battery hooked up over here. And so let's see if we can do a first start here. glad I got it running. I'll probably have a couple other episodes where I, do some different things to this and get her fixed up. I know the brakes don't work, and I like to do an oil change, and yeah, we'll get her looking good, so stay tuned.